fine now. Do I sound good, Siren? Is everything looking alright on your end this time? Ah, everything is much better. Okay, now I can do this introduction properly. Welcome to KOTOR 2, everyone. Don't be shy to say hello in chat. I'm just here to hang out with you guys and have a good time and play this game that hopefully you'll love as much as I do. This is the Steam version of the game, so we'll be running with the Aspire patch. And also I'll be using a very bare bones Reddit mod build as suggested to me by my very gracious moderator, Darth Tyron. So feel free to say hello to him as well. He's a great guy, and yeah. Anyway, a couple of things. I'm more used to this on the console version, so I also have a playthrough of that on my YouTube channel. I'm not very proud of it. I recorded it back in the day when I had like a basic laptop camera and everything. Look, man, you pick me up on your channel, so I'm gonna pick you up on mine. All right? Anyway, as I was saying, I do have a playthrough of this on the vanilla version on console, but I recorded that on a backwards laptop with a basic camera, so I'm not really proud of that one. I've been waiting to do this for years, alright? A proper playthrough of this game. With all the necessary mods to make this game good. I mean, properly good, not... you know what I'm saying. Also, this is my first official stream outside of doing D&D videos. So, we'll be doing this. Let us proceed, shall we? Tara and I also talked about the build for this playthrough anyway, but we've started with a Sentinel. And there's the first mod. Ba-bing! Canon Exile. This is going to be the Canon Exile. Well, my version of the canon, which is also Tyron's version of the canon, so... If you have any questions and I'm unable to answer during a cutscene, I'm pretty sure Tyron could fill you in. It is! It is a very good look. I mean, I wouldn't mind if you know what I'm saying. But this is not that kind of stream anyway, so skills. Computer use. One in demo of course. I'm skipping stealth because I never use stealth. I never have, never cared to. Okay, all the skills are prim and proper. Okay, we've got all the feats here. We've got the armor class. All our melee and ranged attack abilities. We're proficient in every weapon we can ever need. But I'll be going into dueling because it's what I think fits. Anyway, let's go for a name. Any suggestions on the name? Any at all? I'm gonna give you a minute to give me a suggestion for a good name for this. Otherwise, I'll just use Carpatians, which I actually don't mind. It's one of the few things I like about the Revan book. Yes, I'm one of those people who defends the name given by the book, but not the book itself. Alright? Also, before we get going, I'll remember, I forgot to say this at the start, but I'll say it now. Femi Lexi. I'll just go with Drew's name. I mean, it's not a bad name per se. It's a very Star Warsy name. I mean, it's nothing against that name, Tyrion, just doesn't sound like... Femi doesn't really sound like a great name. But, never mind. We'll go with Drew's name. Anyway, before we begin... Since I've got this motto, I won't be able to play movies for this playthrough. I'm sorry about that. There's nothing much I can do. Tyrion and I looked into it extensively over the weeks to see what it would require, and it requires too much effort on my part doing stuff I barely understand. So let's get going, shall we? How about no copy wrong, okay?
Primary power offline. Hyperdrive offline. Multiple hull breaches detected. Proximity alert. The Ebon Hawk is adrift in space after a terrible battle. Most of its crew are dead or dying.
Is she though? Is she?
You lie in the medical room in critical condition. You won't survive long without medical attention. The hyperdrive is damaged. Main power must be restored in order to bring the engines online and dock with the nearby Peragus mining station for much-needed repairs. Your fate and that of the Ebon Hawk depend upon T3M4, a lone astromech droid. Return to this location at any time to skip the prologue.
So, this looks dire. Okay, before I continue on, I will mention, yes, I've gone straight to KOTOR 2. I'm not playing KOTOR 1. Why is that? Well... Suffice it to say that KOTOR 1 does not agree with laptops. Okay, let's go see with the prologue. I don't want to look at T3 beating up like this.
Press WASD to move T3M. You have a new quest. To view your quest, this room contains a plasteel cylinder and the communications console. To target one of these objects, move close to it.
Here we have
or press Q
a computer spike.
You will come across many containers, some of which...
That is the one thing I don't like about this intro. That woman, that voice. I can't believe I said I don't like that woman! The disembodied woman! I do not like it. It is not part of my prologue. Anyway, we'll use this computer spike we found in the container to slice the computer. And open the door. And log out.
This is the main hold.
Let's try unlocking this.
Your security skill is too low to open this footlocker. However, you can use your weapon to bash it open. Click on the bash icon or press 1.
It is, Tyrion, it really is. T3 is the king of computers.
Sometimes bashing or blowing open a container will break some of the items in the container. but you can use even broken items. They can be turned into useful components at a workbench. This old woman appears to be dead.
Is she
There's
though?
a key card on the body that looks
Is
like
she?
it opens a locker somewhere. You can hear a banging noise coming from the other side of the door to this storage compartment, but the door is sealed shut and cannot be opened from the outside.
Let's just leave this door alone, shall we? It doesn't exactly sound PG. Anyway, let's open this door up.
If you need help exploring the Ebon Hawk, access the map screen by pressing M. This is the medical room.
Good job I can open doors.
You have found med packs. You can use one to stabilize the condition of the human lying on the bed.
We must heal all humans.
The med pack can stabilize your condition.
Heal all humans. The T3 mod for destroy all humans. In stores now! Okay, let's treat an injury.
Success. You are stabilized. To recover fully, you will require the medical facilities at the Peragus mining station. But you are not in any danger of dying from your wounds right now.
Yay!
You have already been stabilized.
Yay!
There is nothing more to do here. To recover fully, you require the medical facilities at the Peragus mining station.
I did not actually click that, but okay.
This lift will take you to the outer hull of the Ebon Hawk, where you will find many parts and mines to use for accessing and repairing the hyperdrive. Use the lift controls to go up.
We'll get back to that later. We've got more tutorialization to do.
This is the cargo hold.
Yep.
Talking to other characters is much like using the computer console in the cockpit. Scroll through your response options or move the mouse cursor, and then click to select a response. Note that some responses may influence how other characters react to you, so choose carefully. Furthermore, certain skills, powers, and attributes may modify what choices you have, or how successful you are with those choices.
It's better than a Professor tutorial, I'll give them that. Let's go.
3CFD is malfunctioning. You can fix him by using a part. Luckily, you have already found one. If you repair 3CFD, he can join your party and assist you in repairing the ship.
Yeah, T3 wants a buddy.
Success! You have fixed 3CFD. Now he will join your party.
Tell that to Fallout 76, Tyron. Alright, let's go see 3CFD.
CFD is now a member of your party. To change which party member you control, click on their portrait or press Tab. Later, when you have more companions, you can add and remove party members from the party. Use the keycard.
I used the keycard to open the thing. Yeah, kind of obvious. Let's put some armor on this little guy.
Found to open the locker. The impact armor from this locker can be equipped on the equip screen. To open the equip screen, click on the blaster. If you encounter a difficult lock on a container or door, you can use the security tunneler. The lock on this metal box is too difficult to open. You can use one of the security tunnelers you found.
Yeah, figured it out, game.
Select the security tunneler by clicking on the arrows above or below the security icon.
Screw it.
Sensor droids emerged from this box when you opened it. These droids will make for excellent target practice. Use the weapon from this container to attack the droids. You can equip...
Yeah. Okay, T3, time to go psychotic mode.
Weapon from the equip screen to...
Why use the blaster when I've got a shock arm? Lightning time!
Change your target by pressing forward or left click on the object you want to or engaging the sensor droids. To continue combat training, open the metal box again, and more sensor droids will appear.
Why bother though? It's so arduous. Anyway.
This is the main hold.
Before I go up in the lift, there's something else we need to do.
This is the garage.
Turn on solo mode. Let's go.
This is the main hold.
Let us open this thing. Ignore the banging. Okay, T3, go forth. And look at the pixel art. The glorious pixel art. Okay, that would be an amazing view if I wasn't in a burning wreck of a ship.
This is a workbench. With a workbench, you can break down objects in your inventory into components. You can then use the components to create repair kits, weapons, armor, and upgrades. Because of the damage to the Ebon Hawk, this workbench has limited functionality. You can still use it to create a repair kit, which you can use to repair yourself. Use the workbench to break down the items you've found into components. Then use the components to create a repair kit.
Oh, sorry. I know what I'm doing. Let's make repair kit. The repair kit. There we go.
You can use repair kits to heal droids like yourself.
Happy days.
This is the starboard dormitory.
It does tire him, but I just felt like doing a falling asleep gag. I'll cut them
The
from
door
now
is
on.
sealed shut, but the magnetic clamps are not engaged. You may be able to open...
You know what? Free CFD, I've got a side quest for you.
This is the... You can use this lift to take you to the outside of the Ebon Hawk.
Go free CFD! Do a thing! Be useful! T3's earned his break. Yeah, doesn't look nice, does it? Oh, T3 came along actually. T3 actually came along. Where? How did you magically come out of that room?
This is the starboard side of the Ebon Hawk.
T3 has magic god powers, everyone.
This busted engine
I'm not surprised.
has some needed parts for the Ebon Hawk's hyperdrive. Take the parts here back down below to get main power restored.
Let me click the thing. Click the thing. There you go.
This open hatch has some parts that will be useful for getting main power restored.
I'm using a mouse pad on a laptop, so if it's going to be accidental double clicking and stuff.
These exposed wires control the door to the starboard dormitory. The door is currently sealed. but you can override it from here.
Do it.
Success.
That better, Siren? I think it is.
You have already opened the door to the starboard dormitory. You can get to it through the garage inside the Ebon Hawk. Don't forget to explore. This is the port. The bubbles ahead indicate mines that you've detected automatically with your awareness skill. Some mines require higher awareness to detect. Approach mines carefully. Recover.
Okay. So, mines. Gone. Okay, I'll explain better than the voice. You've got mines, right? You need a higher awareness to detect certain mines. You'll need demolitions to disable or collect those mines. Once you spot those mines, you'll see the bubbles. Moving on.
You can use the explosive device
To open the door. You don't need so many words to explain things. See? I did it in just a few. Parts.
This is one of the Ebon Hawk's quad laser turrets. They are damaged, but you can scavenge some parts from it to use in repairing the Ebon Hawk. You can use this lift to take you...
Very naughty empty text. Bodiless voice be damned! Okay. Back to mission parameters.
This is the main hole.
T3!
This is the garage.
Dorman. No! Dorman, do your job. Good, Dorman. Now let's get the goodies.
This is the starboard dormitory.
Yay for goodies.
You found a droid flamethrower.
Yay.
This is one of the special weapons that droids can use. To equip it, open the equip screen by clicking on the blaster icon.
Yeah, we need
This
a
is the
cleaner.
garage.
We really need to hire a cleaner at this point in this place. I'm ready to leave, Dorman. Come to me, Dorman.
This is the engine room.
Alright, we're ready to finish this prologue.
This is the engine room. The hyperdrive is suffering badly. You won't be... However,
Repair.
only one step remains.
Go to the damn planet! Anything to stop hearing your voice. Right.
This is the main hole.
We know.
This is the cockpit.
We
You
know.
can now plot a course to the Peragus mining station. To dock with Peragus, left-click on the...
Basically, to dock with Peragus, left click the thing. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna watch this movie because I feel like it.
The sensors show the door to the storage compartment is being sliced. There is someone, or something, else alive on the Ebon Hawk.
Yes, we gotta love it, Tyron. I love the sense of panic. Hello, HK. Now we get to the real stuff, everyone. This is what we've been waiting for. Welcome to Glastonbury. The after party.
Awaken.
Wait a minute. Has Bon Jovi played yet? I didn't see Bon Jovi. That's gotta be a question for... Yeah, that's gotta be something we talk about after the stream, Tyrant. We've got to address that. Unless that was HK50. The HK50. Let's see. Hi, we're playing me now. We're playing the Exile. It was clearly HK50. We just need to make the joke. Let's open this container, get some murder packs. Why use a computer to open the door where I can get way more experience by just picking a lock? Now, this will be a test to see if my second mod works, because we're going to have an updated hologram. Or hopefully we're going to have an updated hologram. Let us use the lab station. Let us view the breaky downs. Let us view creatable. I can create a renal combat implant. It just means I have to break down a couple of med packs. And then we just create a renal combat implant and we are good to go. I'll give that to someone with actual constitution. I just thought we'd make it. Sorry I did that, Tyrant. I'm used to having a high constitution character. Anyway. We don't need that med packs all that much. We'll get more. Let us see these medical bay logs.
Still examining the survivors of the damaged freighter. Looks like it goes by the name of the Ebon Hawk. Only one survivor, placed in the Colto tank for recovery. The carbon scoring on the vessel suggests it was in a battle, but no indication of who fired on it. Couldn't get much from the Nava computer. I'm surprised the ship was able to make it inside the Peragus asteroid field without the asteroid drift chart. Aside from the lone survivor, we recovered an old woman. No life signs. There was also a protocol droid and a utility droid on board. Sent both down to maintenance while security sorts through the other items on the ship. It looks like the utility droid, a T3 unit, was able to get the ship working enough to get to the colony. We're prepared to...
I can safely say that that mod is working. And that is some very good work, I agree, Tyrant. Let's see the second VOD.
Could be a Jedi, but we won't know for sure until we get the transmission back from the Republic. If the survivor is a Jedi, that would account for the recovery rate. But I'm more concerned that a Jedi here may cause trouble. Some of the miners, especially Corta, are already Another accident today. A detonation in the ventilation tunnels. If the lockdown measures hadn't activated, the whole facility would have been destroyed. Got most of the injured to the Colto tanks in time, but the rest had to go to the morgue. One of the wounded said a droid caused the accident, but we couldn't get any specifics.
Number 3.
Miners about the Jedi. A number of the droids have been acting oddly, and not even memory wipes seem to be fixing the problem. There was a detonation in another one of the fuel vents the droids were working in. We deactivated several of them, and moved them down to maintenance, but we're still treating the plasma burns. That cuts us down to almost half shifts, and with the droids malfunctioning, we may not make the Telos shipment for this month. Fortunately, the detonation didn't cause a lockdown.
Warning, there has been a fuel detonation in the mining tunnels. Emergency lockdown commencing. All personnel report to quarters and prepare for emergency venting countermeasures.
No! If the ventilation systems are malfunctioning, evacuate the medical bay! Everyone
Very into the commentary, and I agree. Anyway, patient life signs. You can tell we're the protagonist, right? We'll need some computer spikes for that. We'll come back to that anyway. Oh, it's fixed on just our tank. Convenient. God damn it, I really hate this underwear. I doubt this woman's really dead, you know. See? What did I tell you? She's just old.
Find what you're looking for amongst the dead.
Find what sleep you were wanting amongst the dead, old lady? Your voice. I heard it as I floated through in the coat hole. Speak English, Cord! Speak English! Your voice. I heard it as I was floated in the Koto tank.
Yes, I had hoped as much. I slept here too long and could not awaken. It may be I reached out unconsciously, and your mind must have been a willing one. Or perhaps you have been trained for such things.
Slept too long? You looked dead when I came in.
Close to death. Yes, closer than I'd like. You have the smell of the Kolto tank about you. How do you feel?
The Kolto tank left me a little drained. Who are you?
I am Kreia, and I am your rescuer, as you are mine. Tell me, do you recall what happened?
Last thing I remember, I was on board a Republic ship, the Harbinger. What happened to it?
Your ship was attacked. You were the only survivor. A result of your Jedi training, no doubt.
I'm no longer a member of the Jedi Order.
Your stance, your walk tells me you are a Jedi. Your walk is heavy. You carry something that weighs you down.
Let us deal with it now. What is this place?
I do not know. I was removed from the events of the world as I slept. A survey of the surroundings may provide the answers we seek. The ship we arrived in, the Ebon Hawk, must still be in this place. We should recover it and leave.
Care to explain why you're in such a hurry?
We were attacked once, and I fear our attackers will not give up the hunt so easily. Without transport, weapons, and information, they will find us easy prey indeed.
You seem nervous, worried. Is something wrong?
Even as I slept, I felt much unrest here. I saw strange visions, minds colored with fear. Now, everything here feels terribly silent. A last word of caution. I would find out as much as you can about this place quickly. I fear we will need to depart as suddenly as we arrived.
We'll see. There's got to be someone left alive around here.
You may wish to extend your search to some clothes, if only for proper first impressions.
The patients in the med bay were killed by a lethal dose of sedatives. Any idea how it happened?
I do not know. Why did they spare you?
Maybe I'll ask the killer when I find him. Or her.
Very well. If they do not find us first, be watchful.
I'll return soon and make sure you're alright.
I leave you to the explorations of this place. Here I will remain and attempt to center myself.
Since this is a canon playthrough, we're going to be playing light side, I'm afraid. So for anyone who expects a dark side playthrough, I'm sorry to disappoint. Maybe I'll come back and do a dark side playthrough at another date. Now to give me an actual weapon, and since I've got security, I doubt I'll need this plasma torch. I'm pretty sure I got my light side points for not being nasty to Kreia, which doesn't seem like a light side gaining thing. It just seems like being a decent human being. Okay, let's kick some butt. Any other questions? I'll put this mining laser in my offhand so we can have some ranged ability later on. Hello there! If you see any lag in this, it's on my end as well, so don't worry about it. Some more droid bits. Got another security tunnel. Let's open this lock. Get more experience that way. If you bash things, not only will you break items, you'll not get XP for it, so better to unlock things if you can. Let us check the security recordings.
Is this thing on? Alright, all hands, especially you, Corder. Listen up, because I'm not gonna say this again. The next one of you Juma heads to try and smuggle a blaster, or so help me, any sort of military-grade frag weapons into my facility is gonna take a long walk out the airlock. Why? Because in case you forgot, Peragian fuel explodes at high temperatures. That's what blasted that chunk out of Peragus 2 and created this asteroid field. So if I catch any of you with anything other than sonic charges or mining lasers, I'll burn you and your contract. Security out.
What a pleasant guy. I'd love to work for him.
And according to one of the miners, it was because one of the sonic charges went off prematurely. And like before, it was one set by a mining droid. The three idiots were grouped so close to the charge, it might as well have been a grenade going off. The blast turned their bones to dust. The blast wrecked the internal components of the droid that set the charge, though, so we can't even dissect it to see what happened. I don't like what's going on here. Ever since that Jedi showed up, things are getting worse. It's not just Corda and his miners, or the fights, but now the droids are acting crazy. If we don't find what's causing this, or who, this facility is going to be space dust by the time the next Telos freighter arrives.
Charming.
So, you're in maintenance. Then maybe you can tell me what's going on with these droids.
Sir, I don't know. It's like their behavior cores are undergoing binary decay, but I can't find the source. This shouldn't be happening.
Well, that's reassuring. It isn't happening. So the next time we nearly have a breach in the ventilation tunnels, I could just close my eyes and pretend it's my imagination. You better give me some answers. I want to know the damage these droids can do if they start mining us instead of asteroid rock.
Sir, these droids aren't combat models. Their mining lasers are weaker and less accurate than blasters. I doubt those droids could even hit one of us.
Are you blind? What about the miners in Medbay? It's sabotage, and it started right after the commander said we weren't going to sell the Jedi to the exchange. So I want you to find out how these droids are being sabotaged. That'll tell me who's trying to clear a path to get that Jedi off the facility and stop him. In the meantime, make sure the security's armed with all the ion and sonic charges you can find. If those droids start coming after me, I'm gonna need more than low-grade mining lasers to take them down. Clear?
Yes, sir. Maintenance control out.
Idiot.
So, we're fighting the Beastie Boys. Promising.
I installed an override switch to shut down any droids on this level, just in case someone locks me out of the administration console. As added insurance, I tied the override switch into the circuit to the holding cell door. It'll make sure it can only be opened if all droids in the level are shut down. I doubt Corda or any of his men have the skill to pull off something like this, but I'm not taking any chances while we're sitting in the middle of this asteroid minefield. Whoever's responsible won't be able to have the droids rescue him after I lock him up. Nothing will cut through that door. He'll be trapped.
Let's look at the security storage room infantry.
I secured the stealth field generator inside one of the footlockers in the security storage room. If I have the specs right, the interface field should be effective against the droid's sensors. All I need to do is equip the belt, and some skill with stealth in order to use it. As long as I don't get too close to the droids, they shouldn't detect me. If any more droids start malfunctioning, the belt should buy me enough time to get to the override switch I set up in the communications blister console. I'd rather shut them down than destroy them. I want to find out how these droids are being sabotaged, maybe even turn them against whoever's sabotaging them.
So, Tyrant. My repair's going to be too low to even try and figure some stuff out. I mean, then again, that only works if I'm just scrounging around for parts, I guess, so we'll see. Let's look at the camera controls. Speak English. Let's look at the security office. Now, storage room. We've got some friends. Communications blister. Interesting. The holding cells. He sure looks familiar. We've been there.
Be careful. There is much energy in the room beyond, yet it stems from nothing that lives.
Exile, come in! This is Star Granny Command. Come in! Oh dearie, would you be a darling and pick me up my medication? Also a amount of Werther's Originals. Thank you! Bye! Kreia. What?
Can you not sense them? Reach out. Cast aside your sight. Cast aside what you see, and instead reach out with your perceptions. Ah, you can feel them. The droids you cannot perceive, but the small oscillations of energy, that you can feel, echoing outwards.
Roger that, Star Granny Command. Exile out. Yeah, I figured that, Siren. Anyway. Just throw one grenade right in the middle here.
Ah, you hear it. It is faint, but it is there.
Alright, Star Granny, you don't need to hold my hand all that much. I feel strange, like the sedatives are wearing off.
It is the Force, you feel. It has not been so long as for you to forget.
It's been almost a decade. I had forgotten.
Do not turn away from it. Listen. Feel it echoing within you. Come. I shall guide you down the familiar paths. You will need it if we are to survive and escape this place.
Roger that, Star Granny. Exile out. Let us level up, shall we? Treat injury, persuade, awareness, security, and computer use. What should be the first? What am I saying? Stunt droid seems like a very good first power to take. Extremely useful in this situation. Gotcha, Tyron. If we go into my character sheet now, going to skills, my computer use is 6 right now, got demolitions of 3, awareness of 7, persuade of 5, repair of 2 for some reason, security of 6, and treat injury of 7. I'm fine with that. Now, Tyron, before I enter this room, and the rest of you chat as well, I should not be mutually exclusive, I apologise. So, chat, I'm going to give you a couple of seconds before I enter this room to decide. Should I go running around destroying the droids and getting the XP straight away from that? Or should I just leg it to the console, shut it down, shut the droids down, unlock the cells, and then just go around and using my computer use and repair skills for what they're worth to get something out of the droids. I'm gonna give you a 15-second time limit starting from now. What you can get out of them is a few scavenged parts which I can use to make and upgrade weapons later on in the section. I can also turn the droid. Also, the droids can be used in the HK-50 boss fight near the end of the first section of Peragus. I can turn some of them, the ones in range, against HK, and they can fight with us. Alright, done and done. So I'm making a charge towards the... console. Look for the override switch and activate it. Log out. Got the 400 points here. You, I'm pretty sure, should be in range, so I will look at you. I'm only going to scavenge the ones that are not in range, so what I'll do is examine the unit's behavior core. So that's like some recent modifications have made this unit to this unit's vocabulator. The droid will no longer accept commands from any member of the mining facility except one. The ID designation matches with the maintenance officer from this facility. Check last received commands. It looks like as if their mining protocols have been set to mine any organics and any non-authorized droids in the facility. If this is the case, then the mining droids have likely wiped out everyone and everything in the facility. Let us switch to defend organics. And that, Tyron, is how you get the droids to fight HK for you. Yeah, sod it, let's scavenge. It does, Tyron! And we were doing that yesterday! I feel like Neo. Crossed with Elena, which equals success. I think you're going to be too out of range to do anything, so I'll repair you. We'll do some scavenging. And since you are too out of range to do anything with HK, I'm just going to detonate. The downside of doing this turn is only the ones within range of you when you fight HK are going to be able to help. The rest of them, you might be safer just to get rid. I think you might be in range, so let's do the thing with you. Let's scavenge and then defend organics. You unfortunately going to be out of range, so let's scavenge and demolish. You, I don't trust it enough. So scavenge and demolish. You are definitely going to be in range. You're right friggin' next to him, so computer use. You two are not going to be in range, so let's scavenge and demolish. Scavenge and demolish. And that's taking care of every single droid on this level. I'm just going to double check because I don't remember if I've got these things down here. I'm pretty sure I did. No, Tyrant. On the other side, the only thing that leads to is the docking port, which won't come into play until later on. Anyway, let's go talk to Atten, shall we?
Beyond this door, someone yet lives. Be mindful. His thoughts are difficult to read.
I think he may be a proper romance companion.
But you have nothing to fear from this one, and he might yet prove useful.
In ways even I can't describe.
Nice outfit. What, you miners change regulation uniforms while I've been in here?
I'd keep those eyes up and tell me who you are.
Atten Rand. Excuse me if I don't shake hands. The field only causes mild electrical burns.
It'll take some time to explain and probably some future streams to actually show off, but Atten is pretty much my favourite companion in this game. Okay, can you care to explain why you... Damn it, I can't English today. Care to explain why you're locked up?
Security claimed I violated some trumped-up regulation or another. Take it up with them if you want. But they stopped listening to me shortly before they stopped feeding me. Now that's criminal.
This facility is deserted. What happened?
You mean before or after that Jedi showed up? Either way, it's a real short story. You see, this Jedi shows up, and you know what that means. Where there's one Jedi, the Republic will soon be crawling up your ion engine in no time. But the story gets better. See, some of the miners get it into their ferrocrete skulls that since the Jedi's unconscious, they can collect the bounty the exchange has posted for live Jedi. Well, what passes for the law here didn't like that idea. So the two groups started fighting. Then there was some big explosion. I was sitting here for a long time. Then you showed up in your underwear and things got a lot better.
Alright, Atten. Save it for later. There's a bounty on captured Jedi? Why?
Don't know much about it. Maybe the exchange wants one as a trophy, or somebody's got something against Jedi and is looking to collect. Not many Jedi left. Wouldn't surprise me if the bounty's pretty high.
Not not many Jedi left. What happened to them?
The ones that weren't killed in the Jedi Civil War ended up switching off the lightsabers long ago. Word is there's not even a Jedi Council anymore, but who knows?
The stories I heard were of the Sith. Not the Jedi.
Yeah, Revan, Malak, and the Jedi that went to join them in the Mandalorian Wars. They turned against the other Jedi and had a scrap that almost laid waste to the galaxy. Where have you been?
I've been away since the Mandalorian Wars.
Well, I wasn't there, but like all Sith, Revan and Malak turned on each other. After they turned on the Jedi, of course.
I was led to believe that Revan saved the Jedi and the Republic.
I guess. There's rumors all over space about it. All I heard was Revan returned to pay Malak back for trying to kill her in the first place. You know, women.
How long have you been in that cage? Revan was a man, not a woman.
Maybe you're right. Maybe I just hoped Revan was a woman.
This discussion about Revan is pointless. I need to know what happened here.
Look, not like your half-naked interrogation isn't a personal fantasy of mine, but... Hey, wait a minute. You're that Jedi the miners were talking about. Where is everybody?
Stop playing dumb. You must have seen what took the place.
From my beautiful view in this security cage? Look, I heard some explosions, some emergency alarms, some toxic gas pouring out of the vents. Maybe none of them survived whatever happened. And if they're all gone... Look, hey, let me out and I can help you. I can. I've gotten out of trouble countless times.
Tell me your plan and we can go from there.
This facility isn't a military installation, which means we may have a chance. You shut down this cell security field and I can reroute the emergency system so we can get to the hangars. We grab a ship and then we fly out of here.
One thing first. The patients in the medical bay were killed with a lethal dose of sedatives. Know anything about that?
Huh? What are you talking about?
Nothing. Never mind, just checking.
So you done interrogating me, or are we gonna work together and try to get out of this mess?
Alright, I'll let you out.
Great. Now to business. Let's get to the command console.
Alright, let's go.
Alright, here we are. Now this console is set on automatic hail. You may have heard it when you came in. The asteroid drift charts are constantly being updated, so it sends out a transmission to incoming vessels so they don't get crushed into space dust. The hail warns them to keep their distance until orbital drift charts are transmitted, and then provides docking instructions to incoming ships, usually freighters. Thing is, you can bounce that same transmission back to the comm here, and suddenly you've got access to the communication system from the inside. Pure Pazak. The console's ours. Now, all we need to do is reactivate the turbo lifts, cancel the emergency lockdown. Hey!
Sounds like you're about to tell me something I don't want to hear.
This system's been severed from the main hub, after it was locked down from remote. You can't even reroute the system, it's been cut clean.
That wouldn't be standard procedure in an emergency lockdown.
No. Someone tried to lock down this whole level tight, and leave us here. Trapped.
Is there anything else we could do with this console?
I doubt it. All we have is communications back. For all the good trying to shout in a vacuum will do us.
Can't we contact the miners?
We could try. But if the miners were trying to trap you up here and probably kill you, why not call them and chat? I don't think a friendly call is going to wake them up.
Maybe there's something logged in the terminal that can give us some answers.
Be my guest. Not much else we can do. The comm's all yours.
Let's check these administration logs. Number 1.
Tracked the freighter in. Was lucky it wasn't destroyed when it drifted into the asteroid field. Not much on board. One damaged droid, one annoying protocol droid, and a lot of bodies. Sent the survivor to medical and the others to the morgue. Didn't recognize the ship's ID code, so we transmitted it to the Republic for some answers. Questioned the protocol droid about what happened. Says his master, the survivor I guess, was on the Republic ship the Harbinger when it suffered an engine failure. He says the survivor was a passenger on the vessel and a Jedi. If so, that's gonna mean trouble.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Lando's ancient ancestor. It might be a Calrissian, it might not be a Calrissian. It just looks like Lando. That's all I'm saying.
Inventoried the bodies and cargo. Everything matches the protocol droid story. The T3 droid had seized up.
He
So
has
left
the
it in storage in
mustache.
standby mode. Don't know what code will access it. It could be it's voice activated for all we know. We put the protocol droid to work in maintenance, sorting the mining droid comm routines and updating the recognition sensors. And to shut him up. When the survivor recovers, hopefully we can get him off this station before there's a...
Weird.
trouble between the work shifts. Word of the Jedi leaked out and the miners aren't sure what to do with her. Quarter's mining crew wanted us to collect the creds for the bounty the Exchange has on Jedi, but I put a stop to that. We're contacting Telos to get the Republic records on the Jedi, but nobody will... no word from the Republic. But I've sent out a broadcom transmission for records on this Ebon Hawk. One of the miners said it used to be a smuggling vessel. Accidents are making the miners restless. The droid behavior course must be undergoing some kind of binary decay. 2 miners were drilled by a droid's mining laser, and those blasts in the ventilation tunnels nearly caused the whole facility to blow.
Access to the comm system. Dormitories. Hangar bay. Can you read me? God speaks! God speaks! You operational? We're trapped on the administration level. Can you unlock the turbulus? Is there somewhere out of here besides the turbulifts? Don't worry, it wasn't the game buffering, it was your streamer. I'd rather risk it than be trapped up here. T3 section part 2. The invisible wall. Why use the blaster? I've got a shock arm. Yep. Exactly right, Tyron. This droid is not just important. This droid... I can't speak today. This droid just happens to be the god of KOTOR. If Palpatine were a droid and not evil... Here you go. I've accidentally... Caps lock is weird. Anyway, let's go. Let's get everything we can. Unlimited beep boop. Let us equip all this T3 stuff. The Ion Striker, Stabilization Subroutine, the Optimized Interface. Pretty sure I've got everything down here. Why use an Ion Striker? The Shockcom's the best thing in the game. You get it from the start. Why waste your time? Why waste your time with shields? We can get to the heart of the matter. There you go, T3. Use the ledge. Use the ramp. It is your destiny. Okay, let's mind the store. Everybody, leave an F in chat for a free CFD. Unfortunately, he ran out of plot armor and thus cannot continue. Rest in peace, plot device. Oh look, the Ebon Hawk. She looks fixed. Yeah, seems very cordial. Replace the missing parts. Emergency control command. Let's run a diagnostic. That's the galaxy for you. Let's open to the fuel depot. We can't go to the hangar bay yet because we don't have a required part. Access the hangar logs. Access docking and takeoff procedures. Transmit asteroid orbital drift charts to the Ebon Hawk. Download the drift charts. Access the hangar logs.
A lot of cargo from the Jedi's freighter is being stored in the secure cargo hold until we can pass it through the quarantine checks. And as requested, all the programming spikes the security officers wanted confiscated have been stored there as well, to prevent further system compromises. The secure cargo hold should be safe enough. If anybody wants to break into it, they'd have to blow it open with explosives. A lot of cargo from the Jedi and the secure...
Misclick.
Who ordered the mining droids to repair that Jedi's freighter? I come in here off the work shift and 3 of them are repairing the port stabilizers? Did I miss something? Is somebody planning a trip? Because orders were that the hangar was to be locked down ever since that Jedi arrived. I don't know what maintenance is up to, but you can't just commission droids for repairs, especially with half the work shifts in medbay. Those droids are needed to repair the ventilation tunnels before gas builds up to terminal levels. It's not like that ship can go anywhere anyway. Even if it had the asteroid orbital drift charts, the navicomputer's been voice-locked. You'd need the access code to get it spaceworthy. Considering this latest droid commission breach, I'm putting the droids in this section under the control of the current dock officer. If anyone sends commands to the mining droids outside this terminal, I'll be forced to enact full override.
Oh, I agree, Tyron. HK, this is pretty much a Bond villain plot, and I love it.
Looks like those droids got the vessel working again, even with all the damage it had taken. The maintenance officer still won't admit ordering them to fix it, though. Regardless, still no luck accessing the navicomputer. It's been voice-locked, maybe by one of the corpses we found on the ship, like the old woman. If so, that ship isn't going anywhere, unless we rip out the navicomputer and put in a new one, if we even had one to spare. The only reason someone would lock their navicomputer is to hide their astrogation charts. Someone didn't want us to know where that ship was going, or where it had been. Only smugglers do that, or someone with something to hide. That Jedi's got a lot of questions to answer.
No, I don't. Because you're not alive! Spoiler alert! Poor pre-CFD. I love the shock arm. I really love this thing. More droid stuff. T3 is a machine. And just for the record, this is on normal difficulty. Cameras. Ooh, what is that box, I wonder? So welcome, Tyrant. Stating the obvious is what I do.
So, how long have you been a Jedi? Must be tough, you know. No family, No husband?
I don't really want to talk about it.
All right, all right. Hey, what do you know? A little cargo cylinder came through.
It looks like it, but Exchange didn't contact us over the comm.
If he got the turbo lifts working, then we should have a clear run to the hangar.
The turbo lifts are locked down manually, so I had him open the emergency hatch.
Wait. Don't tell me you're taking that hatch down into the mining tunnels. Are you? That explosion I heard came from below. There's probably nothing down there except superheated rock and collapsed blast tunnels. You'd be an idiot to go down there.
Maybe, but it's the only way out, and it's better I risk my life than yours.
You're either really brave or really crazy, or both. Alright, I'll try to monitor things from up here. And be careful. The only thing moving down there is likely to be mining droids, so don't be playing hero too hard. Not that I care what happens to you or anything. I just don't want to be trying to get off this rock by myself.
I know you have a care, just not the care that is... It's not the type of care that's really safe for me to reveal on stream. Got it. See you soon.
I'll keep the comm link open. I may be able to guide you through the tunnels from up here. Don't know if the signal will hold if you get too deep, though.
Yay, comm link. Anyway, we need to go back to that console in the medical room to advance the side quest. One day I'll get 4 speed. One day. Patient treatment, treat injury, computer use. Let's go find that console, shall we? And thank you for the 150 experience points. Yeah, I know, Tyron. You can't. It's only useful at night speed.
Can you read me?
Like a book. Yeah, for a minute I thought you and Cray were telepathic. I thought you were star cousin for a second.
What did you say? Your signal's crammed with static. There's a lot of interference down there, probably caused by that explosion. Still, it looks like there's a route down to the Peragus fuel depot, if the passages haven't collapsed. That explosion knocked out most of the sensors. There should be an emergency crate in the next room. Watch yourself. There's a lot of droid broadcasts in that area, but I can't pin them down.
Alert me immediately if you pick up anything else, would you?
Will do. And be careful down there.
Blah, 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 blah. I'll get that first. Clothes! Let's put them on. I finally don't have to look at that stupid underwear. I just gotta look at this stupid Honey Nut Cheerios mining gear.
Find the emergency supplies?
Yes, it looks like there's some clothes in here.
Damn it. I mean, good to hear it. No sense in you running around half naked. It's distracting. I mean, for the droids. Look, there may be some survey gear and a safety harness inside the crate, too. The miners wear them when staking claims on the asteroids. The survey gear is designed to spot and protect you against sonic mines, and the safety harness can be helpful if you try to disarm them.
Oh no, Arton. Oh no, I'm wearing clothes now. That means you can only look into my eyes. Oh, the agony! The agony! There's some kind of mining energy shield in this crate as well.
Yeah, it's like a military-issue energy shield, except it's designed to protect the miners against lasers and heat. Should work against the droid mining lasers. It won't last forever, and certainly not against multiple laser hits. But it may buy you some time if you get ambushed by a battalion of droids.
Got it, let's go.
Just one more thing. I've narrowed down some of the ID signals, and if the numbers are right, you're sharing those tunnels with a battalion of mining droids.
They would, Siren. They really would. I wouldn't mind a bit of exile. I can handle it, just guide me out of here.
There's gotta be some central controller down there. See if you can find a terminal by the main access shaft. That'd be governing intelligence. Watch where you step. I'm picking up a lot of sonic mines down there. Don't run unless you have to. It makes them harder to spot. If you have any skill with demolitions, you might be able to recover them and use them against the droids. That is, if the mines don't get you first. If you have survey gear or a safety harness, put them on. They'll make spotting and disarming the sonic charges a little easier.
Understood. Meet your Shurik out. Whatever, just disable them, just pick them up. I did give him my name. He gave me his, so it kind of felt right. I don't care. It isn't worth it. Can't be asked. Screw you, health points I can take! No need. Tyrant, really, there's no need. My health will regenerate.
Watch out. That explosion has superheated the tunnels ahead. That steam will cook the skin off your bones. If you can find a mining energy shield, switch it on. It should protect you against the heat if you move quickly enough.
I'll do that. Let's go to my inventory. Ha! I'm here, dummy. Right. Same skills as before. I'll get finesse melee weapon for now. As for powers, yeah, you're probably right. I'll probably wait for finesse until I get my lightsaber. Conditioning, maybe? Or empathy. Maybe conditioning, maybe at this point. Or maybe a bit of toughness, get me some more health. I don't think the Exile is... I don't think, canonically speaking, I don't think the Exile relies on Dex as much as Revan does, so I think, yeah, let's not worry about finesse. I can canonically think the Exile being more physically powerful and could be physically stronger than Revan anyway, so I'll just work on strength. Agreed. Should I get conditioning or toughness, do you think? Empathy could probably wait till later, I think. Conditioning will give me a higher saving throw, and toughness will just give me more health. Vote now. Should I get conditioning or should I get toughness? Toughness it is. Powers. Let's get speed. Granada! I probably want to throw my Granada at you. Wasted a couple of grenades, but it was worth it. Got one back anyway.
You're getting close to something big. I think it's the main ventilation shaft. If so, the central droid controller should be somewhere nearby. Keep an eye out for it. I'm picking up a lot of droids. If you still have a mining energy shield, I'd equip it and switch it on.
They're not just mining droids here. There are sensibles too.
Sensor? It must be maintenance drones. Yeah, watch out. Those little pests will try to repair the mining droids if you don't gun them down first. Still, it's odd they're still active after the explosion. They don't have the same shielding as the mining droids. Be careful of those droids. I don't like this.
Understood. Each a Sir account. I gave him my name again! Okay. Call up droid command function. Now, here's your next vote, Tyrant. I can either get all the droids to turn off and I can just loot a load of their parts, or, which I normally think is the more fun one and the one I normally go for, I add other droids to the droid mining protocols, which means the droids will attack each other, and I'll get the same amount of experience as I do as if I were fighting them, without having to do as much of the fighting. Let me explain. I can either cancel the orders for the droids to mine organics, which means that makes them friendlies, or the more fun option, I can turn the droids against each other. Therefore, I can get the same amount of experience as I would get for fighting them, just by not doing as much of the fighting. It's basically cleanup detail afterwards. Yeah. Let's get them to mine each other. Fuel containment function. Shut down. Access camera functions. Let's have a look at this holo recording, shall we?
Everybody here?
What's up, Kurta? We're supposed to be sinking fuel siphons into the 3218 asteroid shelf right now.
Forget the siphons. You know that survivor they pulled from the freighter? One of the miners said they served with her on Malachor 5.
Malachor 5? So she's one of the survivors. Or worse, a Mandalorian. So what?
Not a survivor, idiot. She's one of the Jedi from Malachor 5.
If she's one of the Jedi, hell, we can't have her walking around here. She'll... well, I don't know what she'll do.
I thought all the Jedi were wiped out in the Civil War, weren't they?
Guess they missed one. But it gets better. I did some checking, and that bounty on Nashada's still alive.
What? You want to sell the Jedi to the exchange? Kurta, have you been chewing spice?
Look, you know how big that bounty is? That Jedi's our ticket off this rock.
Gorda, there's no way the officers will go for that. They'll lock us up for sure.
Then we'll improvise.
Someone has taken care to delete the record for this camera being placed. It is not listed in any of the work records. Let's just throw some grenades. Oh, hi. Hey, something I can wear. Give me some more constitution. Yes, please. I used up a lot of my force bar. Thank goodness, because unfortunately in the vanilla patch of KOTOR 2 when I play on the console, the blur is non-negotiable. I have to put up with it. It's a relief to find a mod that will let me just a setting in this game which will turn off the blur. Third time's the charm. More things. So, any topics of conversation? Apart from me killing the hell out of his droid. just off for a relaxing stroll. What are you talking about?
The containment fields in the mining tunnels are shutting down. You need to get out of there before they vent fuel to the surface of the asteroid through the tunnels.
Ugh, great. How much further to the exit?
I may be able to keep it contained until you get the turbo lift to the fuel depot, but not for much longer. I'm locking down the turbo lift to the administration section now to keep the blast from spreading. If you've got anything left to do down there, make it quick, because where you are is going to get real hot real soon.
Always wants to go to Mallorca. Excuse me. No problem, Tyron. I need both of these to use on the doors. Guess I won't be getting any of those damaged containers. Oh well. Just gonna check I've got this body. Pretty sure I did. Yep. Moving on. Very Indiana Jones. Ouch. Don't stab yourself in the arm.
It is a pleasure to see you alive, Master, provided my receptors are not off focus. How may I be of assistance?
Have you seen a T3 unit?
Hesitant answer. A T3 utility droid would be a common sight in this facility. It is indeed curious that I have not seen many since my arrival. However, I feel I must inform you that, droid prejudice aside, T3 models exhibit excessive individualism when not routinely memory wiped. This individualism can become such a nuisance that even a droid such as myself is tempted to reduce them to their base components, if not crush them into slag. But enough of my seemingly irrelevant tangent. Where did you leave the droid, Master? That would logically be the best place to look.
Not that you would care, but the unit was last seen near the hangar.
Answer. Then that would explain why such a T3 unit isn't here, Master. I believe my photoreceptors are functioning adequately enough to verify that.
But maybe you can answer something else for me.
Of course, Master. How may I be of assistance?
How do you know me? I'm not your master.
Answer. I am a survivor of the Harbinger, just as you were, Master. With the unexpected termination of my previous master, you are the only organic which I may now serve.
Who was your previous master?
Answer. The captain of the Harbinger, Master. I was in transit to Telos to facilitate communications and terminate hostilities. However, we did not arrive at our intended destination.
What happened?
Irritated answer. Oh, Master, it is such a long, dull story, and not terribly relevant to our current situation.
For a droid, you don't take orders very well, do you? Now tell me what happened.
Hesitant explanation. That has been the subject of considerable discussion since our arrival here, Master. Many have attempted to claim you and this unit as salvage. I was crudely interrogated concerning our brief history together on board the Harbinger, before its communications, weapons, and engines suffered the cascade failure that disabled the ship.
How come I don't remember any of this?
Speculation. It is possible you were incapacitated and locked in the well-shielded cargo compartment as the Harbinger was being systematically crippled, Master.
Incapacitated?
Clarification. Yes, Master. No doubt the flurry of destruction on board the Harbinger somehow drugged you into a stupor from which you could not awaken. Most curious.
Drugged? What do you mean, drugged?
Placation. Merely a turn of phrase, Master. The implication that your state was due to the result of ingesting large quantities of Juma juice was unintentional. I meant to communicate only that you were somehow rendered unconscious before you were locked securely in the cargo hold.
Locked?
Clarification. By locked, I meant sealed, Master. My vocabulator seems to be malfunctioning.
Yeah, right. Fine. What happened next?
Recitation. Following the unusual set of coincidences that led to the cascade failure in the Harbinger's systems, we were boarded by a small freighter with unknown ID codes. It appeared that this freighter had been attacked, and the captain wanted to study it. This freighter appeared to be still spaceworthy. Your cargo compartment was breached, and you were taken on board the freighter shortly before the Harbinger's systems began to go critical. I, too, managed to board the freighter before the Harbinger's destruction. We were most fortunate to have survived, Master.
What was the freighter that the Harbinger brought on board?
Explanation. I believe it was a smuggler's vessel by the name of the Ebon Hawk. Speculation. As to its purpose, I do not know. Perhaps it was always its intention to play dead, then kidnap you off the Harbinger and rob me of my bounty.
Bounty?
Clarification. By bounty, I refer to your life, Master. It would pain me to see you damaged in any way. That is why the arrival of this Ebon Hawk caused me considerable distress.
And the Ebon Hawk came here?
Apology. My memory core cannot provide a clear answer on that point, Master. Suffice to say that once we arrived at this floating rock, our situation became much clearer.
How so?
Explanation. Despite my market value, Master, the miners were far more interested in you. It did not take long for me to ascertain the reason for this. While an HK protocol droid is a valuable piece of property, Jedi are worth much more in certain exclusive markets across the galaxy. Painful admission. I must confess to feelings of inferiority at the speculated difference between my value and the price for your capture. I was forced to remind myself it was not due to a failing of my model or function, but because you were a Jedi.
Wait, how did they find out I was a Jedi?
Surprised answer. Why, I told them, Master. You are the exiled Jedi who served with Revan in the Mandalorian Wars, are you not? I hope all that has happened has not been the result of a miscommunication. If so, then the problem lies with the core word databases, which are notoriously spotty.
Pleasantness? Wait, that information wouldn't have been in the core databases. Only in the Jedi archives.
Indignant exclamation. Master, I am only a protocol droid, but it is part of my function to know such information and relay it to any interested parties in the interests of terminating any potential hostiles.
Potential hostiles.
Quick clarification. Apparently my vocabulary has suffered some damage, Master. I meant terminating any potential hostilities.
So, what happened with the miners when we arrived?
Answer. All that has happened has been because they believe you to be a Jedi, Master. They debated what to do with you as you lay unconscious in the medical bay. One group seemed intent on selling you as property. The other group opposed this.
Then what happened?
3 standard hours after the division between the miners became apparent, accidents began to occur throughout the facility. A result of improper maintenance, I believe. These accidents coincided with the degradation of the mining droid behavioral cores. Crude models are prone to such failures, resulting in murderous rampages. The mortality rate of organics in the facility rose quickly.
So, what happened to the rest of the miners?
Many miners began to join you in the medical bay as a cascade of flawlessly timed detonations occurred in isolated gas pockets in the lower levels of the facility. The explosions herded the miners into emergency sections of the station, quickly and efficiently cutting them off from communications and facility control. But sadly enough, not the ventilation systems.
Sadly enough? What do you mean?
You see, the explosions had damaged specific sections of this facility's ventilation systems, causing a slow, lethal buildup of toxic fumes in the dormitory level.
Are you responsible for all this?
Defensive answer. Master, I am a protocol droid, not a well-crafted assassination droid of unrivaled sophistication. To have carried out the actions that took place here would have required an unusual set of skills. It is highly unlikely I possess the knowledge of how to reprogram the memory cores of base worker-class droids into killing machines, let alone to terminate the organics at this facility, utilizing only Aerotech 500 series laser mining drills and explosives fashioned from proton missile cores.
Say what you like, but I still think you're responsible.
Admission. I cannot and will not attempt to change your mind, Master. I would urge you to consider that your Kolto tank treatments may have caused some disorientation.
Do you know who administered Do you know who administered sedatives to the Kolto tanks in the medical bay, killing the incapacitated miners?
Conjecture. The administration of a large dose of sedatives over a short period of time would likely prove fatal to miners, although not to a Jedi. For a Jedi, it would simply render them unconscious for ease of transport. Quite inventive.
Is that pride I hear in your voice?
Answer. I was merely commenting on the idea itself, Master, not the execution of the idea. Though that, too, was inventive. Besides, Master, those miners intended to murder you, or worse. Any complaints they would have at being murdered would be the highest form of hypocrisy.
I have some more questions for you.
Of course, Master. How may I be of assistance?
What are you?
Proud answer. I am an HK series protocol droid master, skilled in transorganic relations and communications. This mod has been responsible for the facilitation of communications and termination of hostilities across the galaxy. I am fluent in over 6,000 forms of communication, and am also capable of nuances of expression ranging from irony to veiled threats.
Veiled threats?
Clarification. Oh, yes, Master. Sometimes the facilitation of communications and termination of hostilities requires the use of every weapon in one's verbal arsenal. The unspoken threat of violence to a listener's loved ones, or if possible, their entire planet, can effectively break the deadlock in the most stubborn of negotiations.
translation droid doing on Peragus?
Irritated explanation. That question has been looping through my query module with alarming frequency, Master, and no satisfactory answer has been forthcoming. As a result, I have chosen instead to turn my efforts to answering the question as to how I may depart this drifting disaster area as quickly as possible.
What have you determined?
Answer. It is only a matter of time before a ship or freighter docks with the Peragus facility. When that occurs, we shall depart this place forever.
I never said you were coming with me.
Placating retraction. Oh, of course, Master. Please excuse my choice of words. I did not mean to imply that you would have no choice in the matter.
Got some more questions for you.
Of course, Master. How may I be of assistance?
I'm looking for a way into the Peragus hangar bay.
Pitying answer. Oh, that is unfortunate, Master. The hangar is sealed behind a containment field. It would be impossible to open it.
But how did the T3 unit get through it?
Clarifying query. Did the T3 unit go through the door? I regret ignorance of that fact, Master. Although the door could have been opened from the opposite side without much difficulty, a flaw in the emergency lockdown procedure, which the automated systems have most likely corrected.
What about the override codes?
Answer. Only the Peragus administration officer would have such codes, Master. If he hasn't already been murdered in an unfortunate accident, then he is trapped in the dormitory section, which has been effectively cut off from the facility by explosives.
There must be another way to reach the dormitory.
Theory. You could walk across the surface of the asteroid to the dormitory airlock, but such a route would be extremely hazardous, and I do not wish to see you damaged.
Those miners could be hurt. Those miners could be hurt or in danger. We need to make sure they're alright.
Warning. Master, continued exploration of this facility may place you in unnecessary danger. I encourage you to return to the medical bay and wait for retrieval from a vessel that is no doubt on the way, even as we continue this pointless conversation.
Another suggestion like that, and I'll turn you into scrap.
Weary resignation. Very well, Master, but there is very little that I can do. You see, the airlock is sealed by a code.
This just keeps getting better and better. Who's got the damn code?
Correction. Oh, I already possess the code, Master, but I am afraid that it will do you no good.
What do you mean?
Condescending explanation. Master, the console governing the droid maintenance area and the airlock is voice-printed, musing. In the last days of his life, the maintenance officer was quite careful about voice protocols, bordering on paranoid obsession. Conjecture. I suspect once he realized something was wrong in the facility, he voice-locked the droid bay functions. A prudent measure, but in the end, he met the same fate as the rest of the organics.
But you do know the code.
Condescending explanation. Oh yes, Master. The code is Maintenance Control Voice Print ID R1B5. But unless the maintenance officer speaks the code, it is useless.
If the maintenance officer is dead, how can I get him to speak the code?
Answer. Master, you cannot. You are trapped here just as I am. There is nothing to do. except patiently wait for whatever the future has in store for us.
I have some more questions for you.
Of course, Master. How may I be of assistance?
What's that body there?
Answer. That is all that remains of the maintenance officer, Master. At the end, he was quite incoherent from the pain, and attempts to facilitate communications with him proved useless. I heard his dying screams as the droids he tended turned on him, mining him like a piece of asteroid rock.
Did he say anything at the end? Not see. Did he say anything at the end?
Recitation? Oh, yes, Master. The record of his last moments were...
5 droids, burning through the outer door. They're forcing their way into the bay. Please, someone that... Oh no, they're through! Oh, my leg! They're burning through my leg! Oh, stop! Stop, please!
Addendum. His remaining attempts at communication are variations in decibel, Master, ranging from frenzied screams to gibbering inarticulate attempts to beg for his life.
Pleasant. Wait a minute. If you can play back his voice, can't you speak the voice code?
Objection. Master, to commit such an act would be in violation of the ethics programming most droids are believed to possess. I am afraid there is nothing that can be done.
Believed to possess.
Irritated statement. Master, if you insist on echoing everything I say, this already tedious conversation is in danger of becoming even longer. Clarification. But yes, most droids are believed to possess ethics programming. Such programming would prevent me from using my incredible talents to break a voice print code.
I'll be right now. Let's have a look-see around here. Let's see what we can find. Oh, stuff and a workbench. And a sonic imprint sensor. But the protocol droids help her finish work on the sonic imprint sensors. I've installed them in the mining droids, but I'm locking up the original here to prevent the other miners from using its ability to record and playback voices to override the droid's voice sync protocols. That could come in handy. Anyway, let's look onto the workbench. A long sword would be better than... Sorry about that. Oh, welcome back, Tyron. For some reason, my PC decided it wanted to take a break from actually letting me see things. It wasn't the game; it was just my PC. Anyway, let's break down some stuff we don't need, like this plasma torch. Meh. Break that down. Break down this data pad and this other data pad. These security tunnels. Don't need another one of those. T3's already got one. Don't need flamethrower. Let's create a couple of swords. One sword. In fact, I'll create two. Sort it. Fire restorative. Just get a vibration cell. All good there. I know, Tyron. It's why I created the extra sword, and I'm pretty sure there's the cache later on that gives a not regular blaster pistol, which I'll give to Iron. So let's upgrade these. Let's switch the vibro cutter out for the upgraded longsword. Which one is it? This one. Now let's.
Greeting. It is a pleasure. Greeting. It is a pleasure to see you intact, Master. How may I be of assistance?
There's a long way to do this, and there's the short way. Let's do it the short way. Can you play back the Maintenance Officer's last words?
Recitation? Oh, yes, Master. The record of his last moments were...
5 droids, burning through the outer door. They're forcing their way into the bay. Please, someone that... Oh no, they're through! Oh, my leg! They're burning through my leg! Oh, stop! Stop, please!
Addendum. His remaining attempts at communication are variations in decibel, Master, ranging from frenzied screams to gibbering inarticulate attempts to beg for his life.
Wait, if you could play back his voice, can't you speak the voice code?
Objection. Master, to commit such an act would be in violation of the ethics programming most droids are believed to possess. I am afraid there is nothing that can be done.
I understand if your limited functionality prevents you from mimicking the maintenance officer's voice accurately.
Irritated objection. Master, there is nothing wrong with my communications functionality. I will prove it. A recitation.
Maintenance control voice print ID R1B5.
There. Was that sufficient, Master?
Oh, that will be all I need. Thank you, HK.
Confused query. I am sorry, Master. Were you speaking to yourself?
Don't worry about it. I should go. Sucker! Let's have a look. You're not the real HK. The real HK would never have fallen for such a trick. So, Tyrant. Which thing should I upgrade first? I've half a mind to bump up my constitution. Or should I bump up my wisdom? Or even my strength? I'm gonna need Constitution to get better implants, pretty much. Yeah, implants are not that. I mean, implants are interesting, but they're not really vital. So yeah, let's go with strength first. I think all the other values, apart all the rest of the values, I'm gonna stick as the same. I might bump up dexterity a bit every now and again, but I think the two ones I'm gonna consistently bump are gonna be strength and wisdom. Skills. Second verse same as the first. As for my next power, aura maybe. In fact, I'm gonna go with Valor because then I could just theoretically cast Valor and see if I can't pick up some of the mines so I can get some of these damaged cylinders. So I'll go with Valor for now. You couldn't heal anything. I don't care I didn't hit you. I don't care I'm not hitting you, I've already killed your other things. You're gonna be useless. Roar! Whoop-de-doo. So intimidating. Yay, more things. Anyway, the most important console in at least this part of the game. Enter the voice print code.
Maintenance control, voice print ID, R1B5.
Open the airlock. Check the system ID signature. This is the console where the sedative was issued. Or the command to use it. HK! Maintenance logs. There's a lot of logs.
Finished the sonic imprint sensor prototype for the mining droids. Everyone knows they need an upgrade. The sensor should allow me to issue voice commands to them rather than manually adjusting their routine each time the mining specifications change. I've been keeping the sensor in the maintenance workshop for the time being. I wanted to test it first by recording and playing back some simple voice commands. Finished my examination of the droids from the Ebonhawk freighter. The T3 unit looked like it had shut itself down. The protocol droid, however, made up for it. It talked my ear off for most of the hour, asking questions about the facility, the personnel, and so on. Still, it wanted to make itself useful, so I put it to work until its master wakes up from the med bay. It seems to have some skills in speaking to droid behavior cores, so... There's been some trouble with some of the mining droids, so I'm signing off. Been speaking to the protocol droid about the Jedi in med bay. I thought they'd all gone away or been killed in the Jedi Civil War. The droid told me that his master is the only Jedi he knows of in all the galaxy, and that the Jedi had served in the Mandalorian Wars almost 10 years ago. That would have meant that the Jedi served under Revan for a time. Maybe the Jedi knows what happened to Revan after the end of the Jedi Civil War. Been too busy to enter a log for a while. There's been more and more accidents since that Jedi arrived. The miners are starting to get restless, especially Corda. Corda said the exchange is offering a huge bounty on Jedi Knights and that we can make a fortune if we sell the Jedi to Nar Shaddaa. Security shut down that idea pretty quick. But I don't think Corda and his men are going to give up that easy. I mentioned the trouble to the Jedi's protocol droid, and he seemed concerned about his master's safety. I told the droid not to worry. The Corda wouldn't... With the protocol droid's help, I made some upgrades to the sonic imprint sensor, using some of the droid's vocabulator subroutines. In addition to its ability to store and record voices, it now has the droid's full array of alien languages, including Basic. Should prove useful as a portable translator. I tried to make sure the protocol unit got some credit for helping fashion it, but the droid refused, saying the work was reward enough. I was thinking of installing the prototype in one of the mining droids as a test, and see what happens. When the dock officer reported the droids repairing the Ebonhawk, I installed a voice print ID on the droid console system. Someone ordered them to repair that freighter, but I can't find a trace of the order anywhere. If anyone tries that again, they won't be able to do it from this terminal unless I let them. The voice print should cut any user off from the central functions unless I give the code. The maintenance check on the droids didn't help. If anything, the accidents have increased. Security interrogated me about the droids and they weren't too happy with my answers. I don't understand it, though. These aren't combat models. They shouldn't even know how to attack. I can't help but think, what if somebody staged the initial trouble with the mining droids just to get them all sent to maintenance, and then did something to them? I think security's right. Someone's trying to sabotage this facility, and they're using the droids to do it. But why?
You'll never know because you're dead. Let's subroutine, shall we? I guess it's droid prejudice at its finest right here. T3! Lovely experience points. Barely a scratch. I wonder if this mod has actually fixed the spacewalking. It has. Holy crap. Holy crap. The spacewalking actually looks legit. I hope you don't mind me if you loop this, but I'm really enjoying this. It no longer looks like you're actually on a high amount of speed. This looks so smooth.
That's about time. I lost your signal after you left the mining tunnels. Now you're coming in clear.
Except I'm picking you up on the exterior of the facility, on the asteroid's surface. That can't be right.
Really? But maybe you should look up.
Huh? What are you doing out there?
I'm just taking a relaxing walk.
You're crazy, even for a Jedi. Look, you need to get out of there, quick.
Okay, the Harbinger should not be docking yet. Clip this time, show us all, because the Harbinger should not be docking yet. I'm just gonna watch it dock now. Silence just going, hey, don't mind me. I'm just gonna let you finish your conversation. I'm just gonna dock here and get some fuel. Maybe get back to eat at McSkywalker's, I don't know. I'm kinda hungry. You want anything? Fries? Burger? Cola maybe? I'm trying to pick up the pace, believe me.
What little is left of the facility's venting systems have gone active, most likely from the explosions in the mining tunnels. They're venting Peragus fuel deposits into space through the exterior vents, right in your path.
Can't you shut them down?
I can't. I'm locked out of the main systems here. I couldn't shut it down if I tried. The vents look like they've been purposely rerouted to vent the gases to the exterior. And only in the last few minutes. It's almost as if...
HK.
Now what now? I don't believe this. There's a ship coming in, sending a docking code. I have a bad feeling about this.
You mean the ship right behind me? Hello? Game? Hello? Game? Game? Game! Game! Well, it looks like the game's soft locked. I'm gonna have to pick this up again next time. It's starting to get a little late. Alright. Tomorrow we shall continue on with Peragus. I'm too tired to deal with this right now. I'll fix it tomorrow. So see you then. Thanks for watching.